Hi, I'm Trish Stuart. Welcome to my studio. Today we're going to talk about bobbin work. I'd like to recommend that you always have a special bobbin that you use when you are doing bobbin work so that you don't have to worry about messing up the bobbin that you would use for your normal traditional sewing, especially if you want to have silk threads go through for chiffon or anything else. We're going to show you first a little bit about the anatomy of your bobbin casings. We're going to do the front load on my faff, and we'll start with that. So let's take a look at the bobbin that we have in our faff and the parts. Alright, your bobbin casing has a little wing usually that you can pull out so that you can remove your bobbin casing. And if you look at your bobbin casing, the anatomy of it is this strip of metal that you see right here is actually your tension rod, so that your thread comes through this little slit here, backs up, goes through, and comes out this little hole. And the thread is being held under the tension rod. So if you have a thicker thread, of course you want to loosen the tension rod. There's a screw here that you use to loosen. It's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So you're going to turn this to the left, not using your eyeglass thing, but using the screwdriver that comes with your unit. And you're going to turn it, but I want you to think about this as if it were a clock and turn this in 5-minute increments. So you'll turn it left 5 minutes, and then you can test your thread. Is it coming through? Then you'll turn it left another 5 minutes, and then you'll pull your thread. When your thread, like your normal thread, pulls through and it has just a slight amount of tension to it so that it's firm but not tight, then that is probably going to be where you want this to be set. You always, of course, make your practice stitches on a piece of fabric that is similar to what you're going to be doing, and check that your tension doesn't need to be adjusted again. Next, we are going to go and talk to you about your drop-in bobbin. Hi, we're going to actually show you now the top load for the bobbin. And this is the extra bobbin casing that I have. And I want to show you where the tension rod on this particular one is. It's right here. And this is the bypass slot right here. And in order to tighten the tension rod, you can see that there's a little hole right here, and it has a screw in there, and this special screwdriver that comes with your bobbin is used to tighten or loosen your tension rod. We're going to go ahead and I want to put some razzle-dazzle through here so that you can see what would happen and how it would look. We're going to take this like we normally would and see how it goes through that through the tension rod, and this is very loose. But if I wanted to use this and go through the bypass slot, then of course I'm not going to put it in. I'm just going to put it out here. And because I'm bypassing the tension rod, I would actually have threaded my razzle-dazzle in the other direction so that it came off the spool this way. Let's show you now how to change your bobbin casing out on your actual machine. We are going to, just as usual, remove our lid, come in here, remove the throat plate, remove this, and grab a hold of your bobbin casing that's in here. This is the one for normal thread. See how it's black, and this one is white. We'll go ahead and put this through. There we go. Drop it in. Come back. Put this little protective case over it. Our throat plate goes back in place. Now is when I'm going to take my top thread and pull this bobbin thread up. Now you can see how it's going right through the slot here. We'll pull that through, and now we can put the cover back on, and we are ready to go. This is how you set up for bobbin work, and I hope, regardless of whether you have a front load or top load, that you have a lot of fun playing with bobbins now that you know how to set your machine up for this. go ahead and start stitching.